So we'll be starting off with different HTML formatting. So let me just simply create a p tag with random text. If you want to create a random text, just simply type lorem on your machine and hit enter. Visual Studio will generate a random content which you normally use as placeholder when writing HTML code. Then I'll format the document. So if I want to make any part of this text to be bold, all I just need to do is to write a bold tag, which is a B. Then let's assume I want to make this to be bold. Let me call this from here and put it here. So if I go to the browser here, you can see that this part that I put in the B tag is bold. So we also have another way of doing it, which is by using strong, and I will explain to you the difference between them. I'll just write on strong, then put this inside it. This last part that I put in strong is bold as well, but the difference between this and this lies on how the browser interprets it. If you are just using a B tag, it's just going to make this look bold, but using strong, is understood differently by a browser. Let's assume someone is using a screen reader. It will pronounce this differently. It will pronounce it as an important word in the paragraph. This one will not have any importance when pronouncing it. So it's most recommended if you want to make text important in your document, you should use the strong. Let's wipe this and create another one. So let me just create a p tag, same random content, then I'll format the document. So we also have italics. If you want to make part of the word or anything italic, all you just need to do is to put them inside an italics tag, which is the I. Then if I put this one, for example, inside here, then I also talk about the last one because I want to explain them once. This em, let's say I put this one as well inside the tag. So let's go to the browser and I'll explain to you. You can see that this is made to be italics, same with this. These ones are just looking normal. So same with bold and strong. This I just makes this letter to look italics, while this one with em is pronounced with emphasis, assuming someone is using a screen reader to read it. So I'll recommend as well for you to use em whenever writing your markup. Then let's talk about the mark. You can simply use the mark element. So if I cut this from here, paste it inside here, we are going to see how it's going to look on our browser. So if I go to the browser, you can see that this is highlighted. So anytime you just want to do this when coding, want to highlight some part of your text, you use the mark. Then we also have the small if you want to make part of your this thing to look smaller than it should be. So let's put this one here, or let's just clean here totally so that it will be clean. So I'll create random content, then format the document. So if you want to make part of your text to look smaller, you can just embed them inside this small tag. Then let's cut this from here and paste it inside. So if you go to the browser, you can see that this part that I cut is actually looking smaller. So that's what the small tag does. Then we also have the one for delete. So all you just need to do is to embed them inside this del. Then I'll cut this from here, paste it here. So if you go to the browser, you can see is looking cancelled. Then we also have the insert using the ins. Then you put anything you want to put inside. Let's use this same last one as well. Put it inside the insert. So let's check how it looks on the browser. You can see how it's looking like underlined. So all these are ways to format your HTML document. Then we also have this popular one, which is on the subscripts and the superscripts. Let's assume you want to write something like a chemical equation or compound. So I can wrap them in a p tag. You want to write something like H2O. If I write H2O, then if I go to the browser, you can see how it's looking. So if you want to make it look well so that this two will come down, we'll simply write sub, then put these two inside it. So I'll just put two here and clean this one. So if you go to your browser, you can see it's looking very perfect. So if you want to write something like x raised to power 4 or raised to power anything, so you can as well use the superscript for that one. So the tag for it is sup. So let me clean this one. So if you want to write x raised to power 3, let's say x, then you write sup, then you put anything that you want to make the superscript, let's say 6. Then if I go to the browser, you can see how it's showing. So these are the basic formatting in HTML. So let's talk about quotes, because there is a way quote is being formatted. So if you want to format a quote in HTML, there is a block quote, there is inline quote. So let's go through two of them. So if you want to create a block quote, all you just need to write is block. You can see Visual Studio will complete it for me. I'll hit enter. Then in the beginning tag, you write this site attribute. So inside it, you just put the link to the reference. Then inside it, you write your quote. So this is the syntax to create a block quote. So let's see how it looks on the browser. If you go to the browser, you can see the way the quote is being formatted. Then we also have the one for inline quote. So to create an inline quote, let's assume we have a paragraph, for example, paragraph with content. And you want to write a quote. Let's assume from here to here is the quote. So let me just cut this from here. To create an inline quote, all you just need to do is to write Q, then put whatever quote you want to put inside. So if you go to the browser, you can see how it looks. You can see what is being inserted there for us to show that this is an inline quote. So this is the way to create a quote. Then let's talk about our abbreviation in HTML. If you want to abbreviate something, let's assume you want to abbreviate something like World Health Organization. Let's say we have a p tag. Then let's assume you want to create an abbreviation for World Health Organization. We say that D. So if you want to make this to be an abbreviation, all you just need to do is to wrap it inside the abbreviation tag. So I'll just simply cut this from here, then create an abbreviation tag. You can see the abbreviation tag here. So in the title, that's where you're going to write the full, what the abbreviation means in full. So Then we'll put the WHO inside it like this. So let's go to the browser. You can see the abbreviation we just created. You can see this dot 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 under it, which is going to notify the user that this is an abbreviation. So this is just the default styling it gives the abbreviation. We also have another one which is called address. So the address is normally used to display contact information such as author's name, email, address, physical address, and so on. So to create an address, you just simply type address on your Visual Studio Code. So inside here, you can simply start writing anything you want to write. So if I go to the browser, you can see how it's being displayed. So if you want to write anything concerning email address, physical address of the author or anything, you make sure you wrap them inside the address tag. We also have another one which is called the pre-formatted text. So pre-formatted text is just used to display content as it is. Let's assume I type something here. Let me create a pre-formatted text. Then inside it I type hello. Then give space, 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 space. Then tap, 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 write hello. So if I go to the browser, you can see how it is written. So pre-formatted text just writes print to the browser exactly as it is on your text editor. So that's why we normally combine it with this code, which is normally used to render code to the browser. So anytime you want to write a piece of code, and display in a browser, you will use the code attribute. I will normally combine it together with the pre-formatted text so that it will appear the same way it is on the browser. So I'll put a code inside the pre-formatted text. So let me just write a random code. If you go to the browser, we're expecting to see this the same way it is, and you see the formatting that this code will give this piece of code that we see here by wrapping it with the code tag. You can see how it is written here. So that's how to do pre-formatting in HTML. So in our next topic, we'll be diving deep to other section of the HTML. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and subscribe, share to your friends. Stay tuned.